Welcome to Howard's Opinion, the only podcast where you get unfiltered and unbiased views on the world of sports. I'm your host, Howard, and we're excited to have you join us today. We've got a thrilling show lined up for you, packed with the latest updates and analysis from the sports universe. Let's dive right into our first story. Imagine being a bettor who placed a wager months ago that's now on the verge of paying off big time. That's exactly what's happening for one lucky individual who put $20,000 on the Knicks to win the NBA championship at plus 2,200 odds back in mid-April. With the Knicks already into the NBA Finals after sweeping the 76ers and Cavaliers, this bettor is now just 4 wins away from pocketing a whopping $440,000. But that's not all. We've also got another interesting story about a FanDuel Sportsbook customer who placed a 3-leg futures parlay for just $10. This clever bettor chose the Bears to make the NFL playoffs, Michigan to win March Madness, and the Knicks to win the NBA Finals, with a 100% profit boost promotion that hiked the odds to a staggering plus 153,401. If the Knicks take home the championship, this $10 bet will turn into $15,350.16. Talk about a return on investment. And if you thought those were impressive, wait until you hear about the Kalshi Prediction Markets customer who made a $26,857 trade that the Thunder wouldn't win the NBA Finals at approximately 41% odds. With the Thunder facing off against the Spurs in a do-or-die Game 7, this bettor stands to profit $38,647 if Oklahoma City doesn't lift a second straight trophy. These stories are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the wild world of sports betting. We'll be exploring more fascinating tales like these throughout the show, so be sure to stick around. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We're diving into the world of college football, where the drama is always brewing. Today, we've got a tale of 2 stories that will leave you questioning the very fabric of the NCAA and the antics of some of its most prominent figures. First off, let's talk about Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby, who's facing an uphill battle against the NCAA after being hit with a permanent ban due to his involvement in gambling activities. Now, I'm not here to condone or condemn Sorsby's actions, but what I will say is that the NCAA's stance on this issue seems downright draconian. The fact that they're denying his eligibility reinstatement petition raises more questions than answers. Is this a case of the NCAA being tough on crime, or are they simply trying to make an example out of Sorsby? And if that wasn't enough, we've got Texas Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian throwing shade at Texas Tech's schedule, saying that even with his second and third string players, he could go undefeated against their competition. Well, I've got news for you, coach. Talk is cheap, and it's time to put your money where your mouth is. Texas Tech head coach Joey McGuire has responded in kind, saying they'd love to play the Longhorns and see if their 2s and 3s can indeed win in the Big 12. Now, I'm not one to shy away from a good old-fashioned rivalry, but this back and forth between Sarkisian and McGuire has all the makings of a high school drama fest. The fact that Texas Tech's chairman of the Board of Regents is offering to pay the buyout for both teams' opening games so they can face off just adds fuel to the fire. In the end, it's all about one thing: the love of the game. But when egos and agendas get in the way, we're left with a mess that's more soap opera than sports. So, what do you think, folks? Should the NCAA lighten up on Sorsby, or is he getting what's coming to him? And as for Sarkisian and McGuire, can they put their differences aside and just play some football already? Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. As we wrap up today's show, I want to dive into a story that caught my attention earlier this week. It appears that Houston Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud is eligible for an extension, and the young signal caller has some thoughts on the matter. According to ESPN, Stroud said, "I let my agent handle that. If it's time to do it, then it is. My job is football. That's what I'm focused on, just getting better. I think I've held my bargain up. Now, This is an interesting statement from Stroud, considering his performance over the past 3 years has been a mixed bag. In 2023, he had a phenomenal season, earning a Pro Bowl nod and throwing for over 4,000 yards with 23 touchdowns and just 5 interceptions. However, in the following seasons, his numbers have been somewhat inconsistent. Despite this, Stroud is likely to become one of the top-paid quarterbacks in the league, potentially joining the likes of Trevor Lawrence and Jordan Love in the $55 million average annual value range. As the first see it, Stroud's comments suggest that he's focused on his craft and letting his agent handle the business side of things. While this approach can be beneficial for a player, it also raises questions about his level of involvement in the negotiation process. Will Stroud take a more active role in discussions, or will he continue to let his agent handle the talks? Only time will tell. One thing is certain, though. Stroud's extension will have significant implications for the Texans and the NFL as a whole. With the quarterback market continuing to evolve, it'll be fascinating to see how Stroud's deal plays out. Will he become one of the highest-paid quarterbacks in the league, or will his inconsistent performance impact his earning potential? That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, keep your head in the game.